Good morning, everyone. It is Throat Punch Thursday, September 9th, and here is a look at our markets as we go into the open. We have flipped from red to green, mostly across the board here. We're just a little bit red here in the SPY. You can see this big candlestick. The ECB has announced that they are not raising their rates, so they left their rate unchanged, but they did talk about a taper later in the year. So anyway, looks like pretty positive. Of course, we talk about a taper here. We have a taper tantrum. See what they did there? And everybody freaks out. But that does mean that we are recovering overall in the market. So I want to give you this quick 5-minute look. And let's take a look at the futures on the overall. So you can see here we're still red. We came back, just about tapped that 20 here in the overnight session. Brought the 3 nicely back to the 8. We've seen this before. We'll see if we now get a continued push to the top side. A lot of news continuing to swirl around. We've had a lot of the storm damage, both in the south, in Louisiana area, and of course all the way up to the East Coast. So dealing with a lot of that. We are expecting the president to speak today about his COVID plan moving forward as COVID cases continue to increase. And of course, Afghanistan, that issue is going to be with us for quite some time. A lot of just kind of uncertainty and news swirling around all of that. So overall, what does this tell you about the markets? We are incredibly resilient. In fact, just yesterday I had, I think I was watching CNBC, but it might have been Bloomberg. And they were talking about, how it is that we continue to be so strong. And really, it's something that we've talked about in the room. It comes down to where else are you going to put your money? And when people look globally, it is the American market. So here we are. Boom. Okay, so let's take a look at a few that are moving here. Wait, actually, I want to take a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin now kind of stuck here under the 20. I'm in mirror and I'm underwater on that. I'm going to continue to hold it here, and even I really like the strength in Bitcoin. The fact that we came below the 20. Well, don't love that big old candle, but we are definitely still holding up above this previous support and starting to make super tight candles. We have a double inside candle here poised under the 20. Hopefully catch a bit and push it back up above the 20. And let's see, what else? Let's start out with some vaccine talk. mRNA yesterday started out really nice inside candle there, closed on the downside, looking for a reversal on this today. Look at these step up, just step, some big open window candles. Yesterday took a break, looking to come back into this today, the October 15th, 420. So I'm staying just in the money there. The 450s as well look good, but with the decay, because of the overall volatility in this one, I'm going to stick right inside the money here at 420 in mRNA. Well, this one surprised me yesterday when it popped up on the scans there yesterday afternoon. Look at this, right back to the channel. We drew this in, and look at that, right hanging in there like this up above that 149.40 area for a test of 141 and a continued move on. Built in some volume, no idea why. So, but I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I really like this one actually today here, even if just for a day trade, but I like the swing setup. The 1015 145s. Airbnb, we've talked about a few times here, continuing to climb. Yesterday started out, looking pretty good, came back inside here, but still holding this trend line. Plenty of room to that next trend line in Airbnb. I like the 165s. Right, a couple I did not set up. Nike looking to gap up. In fact, a member of our community pointed it out yesterday how much activity there was in the options. And I'm like, God, but the chart looks absolutely terrible. This morning we are turning that right back around, and we are sitting at, let me just take a look, 163.35 in Nike. We are right back up here to the 8. So play up to the 50. I really like it from the 50 to the 20 though. I'm going to get rid of this line real quick. Boom. I like it better from the 50 to the 20, but definitely going to keep an eye on Nike as we get ready to go into their earnings. And if you look at Nike You have to look at Under Armour, although apparently, I don't know what just happened to my chart. Ah, I hate when that happens. Okay, I'm going to bring this one over. I really wish, if anybody knows why that happens all the time, you just let me know. I have no idea. Okay, the other one is Under Armour here. If I look at one, I look at the other because I'm usually wearing a mix of both. I know, battling brands here. Under Armour, though, nice little reversal here coming up off of, this is the 50. There's a nice little reversal coming up off of the 50. Being above the 50, I like this one actually a little bit better. It's cheaper, so great for equity or options, and in particular for these, I like the 20s. So there's an awful lot of activity sitting out at the 2250s in October, so something to kind of watch. But we'll keep an eye on those and see if we get any kind of movement. And then lastly, DoorDash. I think it was Michelle who pointed this out. Look at this, just continuing to climb really, really nice here. I would grab a trend line. See, I don't know, just look at that. So a move up over that trend line. You can see it's just a really nice climb with a nice climb as well with the 50 not getting too far away. This one does not have any options that I like, but we'll see if maybe some come into play here as it gains a little bit of attention. The only ones worthwhile are the November 190s, but I'm not even sure I love those that much. So we'll just keep an eye on it and keep watch. 220s way out in January would be the next ones, but yeah, I don't feel like the risk reward on that is really there for me. But we'll keep an eye on it. All right, that is it. Super short list. The other things I would look at today. Lululemon. So they reported. Are you ready for this? Please sit down because you're probably going to fall over unless you're wearing those Lululemon pants, and then you're like, oh yeah, I totally get it. What the fudgesicle? Look at that. Holy cow. We are the land of the stretchy pants. Yeah, I know they have other stuff. But beautiful move here through, or after earnings, apparently really strong. But what have we seen when this happens? Oftentimes, we give it all right back. So it's sitting way up at, we're not even on my chart. We're sitting way up here at like 428. Look for a day trade in this, potentially for profit takers to come in and take some of that out. But this would have set up beautifully for an RSI 2 trade. That actually popped up on the list, but with the earnings, definitely didn't want to take it. But a really strong contender there, but oh well. And then Restoration Hardware reported last night, and if we take a look here, nice move, not nearly as dramatic, but nice move here, continuing on. So keep an eye on Restoration Hardware as well. And I think you can get plays both. If you're going to day trade it, you can probably get plays both sides of these earnings. And again, oftentimes we see a bit of a sell down as profit takers come in. That's totally acceptable. It's what we would all be doing, right? So watch for that to happen, and then the reversal to come back in. All right, that is it for me today. If you have any questions, Heather C at GivingTrueTrading.com. I hope to trade with you soon.